Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the CommanderSmiths at patreon.com. Welcome to CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowery Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
We're cousins, buddy. Yeah, this is episode 219. And man, yeah, 219. That's what I wrote down, isn't it?
Okay, 219. I don't know.
Yeah, last week was 218 and go up by ones, okay, and so it's 219.
Adjusting my notes.
We got kind of an interesting episode this week. So normally we have what we got the spoilers, we got everything out for New Capenna, and if you guys are long-time listeners or even short-time listeners of the show, because sets come out every other week, this would be the commander, but maybe I should
99 of garbage.
Just this little thing. I just like to play the music, so I got to do it.
Who am I? Your commander.
99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
You're garbage! You sick old woman! Muff Garbage! Muff Cabbage!
So that is normally what comes after the whole set comes out. But
switching it up.
We already did it. We kind of already did it. If you guys are curious, we went through all the legends live on Sunday. So it was last night for us. And it was an hour and change, hour and a half, hour 40 minutes. It was actually a lot of fun. I liked having the interaction of people jumping in and giving comments and all that stuff and giving ideas for certain decks. And then there was a lot of muff garbage going around. So we did like a voting system, whereas people, if we got 3 votes, or if we decided
down to that, if there was enough muff garbages, we just stopped and moved on.
But now what we're going to do, what are we doing for the episode today? Or we're still kind of using that a little bit, right?
Yeah. So we basically we each picked 5, it's a Fave 5 episode. We haven't done that in a while, but basically
we've never done it with commanders.
Yeah, we're picking the commanders that we are most likely and most interested in building. Doesn't mean we're going to, and we definitely could and might and probably will have overlap. And so it's not really going to be 10 full cards, but it is each of our
10,
favorite 5.
Yeah, so 5.
We want to talk about.
Well, we'll see. We don't know each other's list, and we don't know the rankings of all this stuff. So
I didn't even rank it.
Oh, you got some time, buddy. You got some time. All right. So we're going to do this on the fly. So we got that. We have quite a bit of stuff to do today. So I do want to give a reminder right now at the beginning before we get into the tags so that you guys don't skip that. I know that there's probably people that do skip it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Everybody. This is the last week to enter in for the Boseju on Twitter, and all you have to do is follow the directions of the first tweet. When we did that was subscribe, or what is it? I'm watching your fingers and it's not helping me.
And share.
Yeah, it doesn't subscribe. Follow, and retweet. Those are the 3 things to do. But then if you also want to get in on the live battle boxes, which I think we're deciding is going to be next Thursday. You just need to be a $5 or more patron by the end of this month. So before May 1st hits, be a $5 or more. And if you're already a patron and you're $1, bump it up to $5 for a month, and you're automatically going to get your name drawn. It doesn't mean you're going to win because you're going to battle somebody else, but that's going to be a lot of fun. So, and then
it just depends on if Adam has your name or not. If you're going to win.
Yeah, if I'm going to win. If I pick you, you're probably going to win. There's a good chance for that. But we also are doing, so that's the battle box thing. So no matter what, if you are in there, you are entered in. So jump on. We have some patrons we got to talk about today, new patrons. But we're also going to be doing a battle box this week of New Capenna of the set boosters. You and I head to head on Thursday. I think we decided on that as well.
Yes,
right?
Thursday night.
So that's just another thing we'll be doing.
Be there or be rectangular, square.
Rhombus. Oh, it'd be a rhombus. That looked like a rhombus to me. So that'll be battle shots there too, I guess. Whoever loses is, well, each time we lose a pack, we take a drink of our beer, and then at the end, the loser takes a shot. Dirty shot. I don't know. We'll figure out. Do you have your Malort? Do you have any more Malort?
I don't want to use it up for I got plans for it.
You got SmithCon ideas for that? All
Yeah.
right. All right. Another thing I kind of wanted to touch base on is, you remember our bet we had like almost a year ago?
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
I have to say that I kind of calculated some things out. This last week I kind of was just, oh yeah, when was that bet that we did? I was like, that's got to be coming up. So if you guys haven't been listening that long about, almost a year ago, we're coming up on it. June is when the bet was, and we said when Modern Horizons 2 came out, Lowery was all about Yavimaya Cradle of Growth, which I think is a fantastic card. And I was saying Urza's Saga was an amazing card. And we fought about it, and I was like, I bet you it's going to be more in a year. And you're like, no, it's not going to be. You know, you didn't want to do the bet, but I kind of got you to get into the bet, and it was a dirty shot for that.
Yep.
Well, we're coming up on a year, and the funny thing is June is when we're doing the SmithCon thing. So I think whoever the loser is does one in person, and we record that as a little bit here. But the only reason I'm saying that is because where do you think Yavimaya Cradle Growth is? It was when we made the bet 1789.
Yeah, it's down around 10 now.
Yeah, it's 1016.
Yeah.
Urza Saga 3860 is what it. Oh no, 3825 is what it was. Now it's 3860. So it's gone up a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But I'm feeling kind of frisky with that. I feel nice.
Cocky?
Yeah.
Just wait. You have 2 more banned stuff, maybe. Maybe.
You got a month.
Unlikely to get banned.
You got a month and change before and that just needs to tank. It needs to get like banned and everything. So I think we do that. Don't you think that that's in person in front of
we could do that. I mean,
in front of the meat force.
Whatever.
All right. The thing is I think you're in the long run, Yavimaya Cradle Growth is going to get up there. Like it's going to be $15, $20 card for the regular version. I think the premium versions are going to be way up there, probably 40, 50 at some point.
I mean, what looks better? Yavimaya full art foil.
Oh, you don't even need that.
Urza Saga.
Just Yavimaya regular.
Sketch.
Yeah, that looks terrible.
Foil.
But which one gets used more? That one's that's getting used in a lot of things. So
it's not my fault that so many people are wrong.
You know what the other problem might be is that Yavimaya has like 6 different printings where Urza's is just like 3.
Could be.
They didn't do a shit ton of different stuff because they were like, I don't know how to make this.
We don't need to rationalize why I'm going to lose.
I just think you're going to be taking lots of shots over the next month and change. And starting this Thursday, it's going to start Thursday, and then it's going to happen again next Thursday, and then, it's going to be fantastic. Okay, so we know what we're doing on today's episode. You had a special young one had some birthdays this week.
My daughter turned 2.
Oh, good buddy.
We had a lot of family over, friends, and over at the house because it was kind of raining, but pretty nice out. And
it actually was pretty nice out.
Ton of kids running around the house, and it was a lot of fun. It was good to have you over and everything. So
I got to hang out at the park a little bit afterwards, and then Drake
Yep.
got to show little Lowery how you're supposed to climb up the slide. And
well, I just enjoy that I went around and picked up dog shit, and I missed 2 piles, and my brother stepped in both of them.
Yeah. He's like, where is it? I'm finding it. Oh, there we go. Right.
It was impressive. So I just figured we had to talk about vomit or poop in some regard. So.
Yeah, we got it. We got our quota.
All right, we got it in. All right.
You know what else you got to do? You got to open 2 packs because you got the packs that we kind of do for the kids. Well, it's for us, but
it's
our
for
little
us.
bit.
But because it's like, hey, good job, you got
you
got them through another year. All right. I don't
So you
know
got
if that means
Kamigawa set
Set
boosters.
boosters.
Yeah,
Yep.
so the good ones.
I mean, it's not a collector booster.
No, it's not that. I had a choice of getting that or two of those, and I was like, I'll be a cheap ass.
I got Grease Fang.
Okay. Wait, yeah, I can't see it.
Okay, we'll turn it. It's nothing. That one
Nothing
wasn't
there.
good. You're bad at picking. That's I'll turn it off just so you're not good at picking packs. Or is it me that's bad at opening packs? I don't know.
Once you touch it, they go bad. Although I remember one of these pack openings, you did get a Shockland in foil, didn't you?
I did.
I saw the face.
I had
did
nothing huge, but I did get an Atwara.
Oh, good for you.
What do you mean nothing huge? That's worth
Nothing
more than
huge.
That's like a $20 card at this point.
Serious?
I think so.
Just a regular?
Yeah.
I'm happy about it. I like it.
Did you have one?
I did, but I'll use this one too.
All right, you're about to find out. Let's see. $14. That you made money off of those packs. Well, of course you did because you didn't spend any money on it. Oh, I didn't realize your cool hat. You still have your tag on the back. Is that supposed to hold your value? Is that why you have your tag on the back?
Just in case I want to return it. I get made fun of for one time. I'm gonna take it home. Take it back. I feel bad.
I like it. I said it on our live shoot yesterday. I like the little nickel bolus every time you put your head up.
Yeah, I'm just weird about anybody that like on live and they're like, your hat's stupid.
I'm returning this. What are you drinking with that big ass mug that won't tip over because you have a big base on it? Oh yeah,
that's a good point. All right, so another one out of the Brass Foundry. Different ones as selection words. It's question 63 IPA. This one apparently has won some
awards,
medals, whatever.
Okay.
It's solid. It's an IPA. I'm happy with it. It's good, smooth, but it has like a solid bitterness to it as well. But I'm not mad at it. So
that's good.
Pretty well crafted. And then I will be drinking Adaptive Matter from Shell's Star Keller series. That's a mixed culture Berlin style wheat sour with mango, passion fruit, and guava.
Mango. I'm having it's a local one, but actually the morning show that I listen to, they're sponsored by Keeper's Heart Irish whiskey. It's out of Minneapolis.
Okay.
The owner of this actually is from Ireland, and they kind of recruited him over here, and he makes the whiskey. It's an Irish blend and all that stuff, so it's a pretty damn good whiskey.
It's a good one.
It's actually really good. The 43% alcohol. Cindy found it. She was like, "Oh, it's Keeper's Heart," because it's the morning show, sponsored by whatever. So it's good stuff.
Awesome.
We'll see what happens at the end of this because it's pretty strong.
You got a little dribble in there. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think that's it for this. We got, like I mentioned, we have the battle boxes this week for us. That's live, so you guys can join that as well. And then we have the stuff next week. So let's get into this episode, right? We probably want to do that.
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Let's do that.
Okay. So, you guys can become a patron, like we were talking about. You can get in on those battle box league, or not battle box leagues, the battle boxes that we're going to be doing next week, by becoming a patron. Like our two new patrons this week, we have Andrew and Jeff Barnett.
Welcome to a meat forest.
That sounds like a fairy tale of a meat forest.
Just $1 gets you in. Like Andrew and Jeff, they did more than not saying they did $1. Just saying $1 gets you into the Discord, allows you to chat with us and possibly play games. We even play games with the Discord, playing live stuff. We're doing a little bit more of that.
Yes.
But $5 gets you in not only for the proxies, but also for this drawing that we're going to do, the big giveaway of our most downloaded month ever. So that gets you in.
Yes.
$5 or more is that. That also helps support us for getting these prizes, for getting equipment, all this other stuff. So that's the financial way to help us out. And we really do appreciate that. But the free way to do it is just jump on YouTube. If you don't have the monies to do that, or just don't feel like we deserve that money,
We gotta work a little bit harder. You wanna think like our uncle does. He's like, people give you money.
Yeah, that was the best. He was just baffled. They give you money. He's like, yes, people can tolerate us,
and so like you only have a few people listening to you. No, it's free to listen, but then why do they give you money? It was a fun conversation.
Yeah, it was. Old people. Anyway, so the free way to support the show is to jump on YouTube and subscribe there. Big thing there is you're going to see a lot of videos. We got lots of things happening, lots and lots of things in the works. Like I mentioned earlier, we just did Commander 99 or Muff Garbage live. So you guys could have seen that if you were subscribed. It would have notified you that we were doing that. Plus, that's a Twitter thing. We also notify you there, or Discord, whatever. But we also have twice a week curate. I don't know. It just changes. I don't have a script. I just look and I'm like, I got to hit these little key notes and then the words just come out. Curated MTG twice a week. What was our curated MTG for Monday of this week?
Faith Healer, which is a white creature that allows you to sacrifice enchantments to gain life for the CMC of those enchantments.
So it helps with those being able to recur your enchantment.
Yeah, I mean, in a Bruna deck, you're going to be able to gain all that life, attack, bring them all back, and do it over again. It goes really well. Like, it saves your enchantments technically if they're going to like get exiled, or if they're getting killed anyways. You just gain value off of it.
Or is it what is it, the one you put in the video? Is it firmer, the reserve list card?
Oh, Ephemeris. Now that you said,
God, kid can't even read.
So like Femerif Enchantress, whenever an enchantment dies, you get to draw a card.
It dies? I didn't know enchantments like
whatever.
They
go
die.
To the graveyard. Come on, destroy it goes to the graveyard. It's basically dying, right? It's like dying.
I'm an enchantment. I just died.
Is that what we should do? Should we act like we're in a game night?
Yeah. Sound effect, noise, or visual effect. Turns to gray.
But yeah. It's a cool Enchantress style card, or even there are enchantments out there that are good to a degree and then they're bad later on, and you can just sacrifice them for life gain value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was your Friday one. The one I always catch you on. You're like, I know it was today's because I just posted it today. Don't ask me about Friday because
Uphill Battle. There we go. Got it. It's a red enchantment that
the
has
tapping ones, right?
Yeah, when
tapping
your
creatures
opponents cast creatures, they come into play tapped.
Yep.
So it's something to consider. If you like that ability and you're red-white, you can definitely punch that in there and have everybody, I mean everybody, go, what is that card? And I know some people kind of like put that little feather in your cap because it's in like 70 EDH rec decks. Nobody's using it. But
we should build a deck that is all curated MTG kind of cards, where it's all cards that are under like 1,000 EDH rec decks. Like you can't like lands. Think of that. Like,
well, okay. So Gwen has been saying like build a curated deck, and that might be something that they do. Yeah. And so only cards, not counting lands, but from the curated over the last year.
You're gonna have to start using some lands then, some other, not just
like
basics.
Lands. Yeah, I guess it's just gonna be basics. And I don't know if I want to like make it that bad.
Yeah,
if I do this, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We got to get a couple years in, and then you could probably do that.
I got a selection.
Yeah,
I'm heavy in enchantments.
So the big thing with blue lately, blue was your. Well, I guess you did red. You go on like spurts. It depends on what you're building.
Right now I'm going with color, and then last weeks were suggestions.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And so I just took them.
All right, so the biggest things with those is you guys can make those go viral. Any of our shorts, all you have to do is watch those and give it a like. Watch it all the way through, give it a like, and if you start it again, that's also a bonus because it counts as a little bit more, so that helps a little bit. All
that. We don't really know that, but
we're just guessing. You know, shorts change so much. It's just fucking ridiculous. We thought we had an idea of how to do it, and then we know how to do it. We just don't know how it hits and goes crazy. But you guys definitely, if even a quarter or a tenth of our subs were to watch the video and like it, you'd make each one of these go viral within that first 24 hours or whatever. So that's a big thing when you see the shorts. So that's so Curated's there. What did I do last week? Oh, they have random shorts. I did the Duel Masters stuff. It's pretty sweet, dude. So Duel Masters did this crossover, and I know they've talked about it on some other casts too a little bit. I think that's where I started seeing it. But they did a crossover, and it's only in Japan, and they are a Wizard-developed game, Hasbro-owned company. So it's all the same thing. Okay. They did a crossover with Magic the Gathering cards, 14 cards. One of them is Black Lotus with the Vintage Masters online art.
Yeah, it looks
it's in
good.
Foil. You got 4 cards in that. You have Emrakul is in there as well. You have Jace. Library of Alexandria, Birds of Paradise, like all these freaking awesome cards.
Yeah.
And it's a great way if you play Cube. I think Guy is I think he did buy one off, like I got one for him, and he's going to use it in his Cube. So it's a good way to be like, hey, this is a Black Lotus.
I mean, you can use the BOP though, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows because it's the art that we know, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But how I was trying to make it equivalent to is like the collector's edition cards, because you technically can't play with those because they're like a different backing and they're different, they're square and all this stuff. This is kind of similar to that in that it has a different backing and it's in Japanese. I mean, but people play with foreign cards all the time. So I think it's a very good opportunity for not only for if you want to have that in your collection, but also it might be financially something that goes up. This is the cheapest version of Black Lotus, even though it's not technically Wizards or Magic the Gathering.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not going to be $7,000 down the road, but it's going to be more than 20 is my guess. So anyways, there's that short. Did 2 shorts on that. What's some other ones? I didn't do Proxy Time again. I did 6 of them already, 6 proxies this month, but that's when we did our Commander 99er Garbage. Muff Garbage, so that's why that kind of took that spot. But we also had Spotlight. Really quick, what was your Spotlight this last week? It was Switcheroo.
Switcheroo, yeah. I did Nikya of the old ways, all creatures, all the time. And
I'm surprised you changed that around because you loved that deck and it had a huge winning streak on that. I don't even know if I've ever seen that lose.
I haven't played it since COVID, but also like...
So you just made it even better?
Yes. Yeah. And it's clunky. And so it might be better like in game, but like I had no mana dorks in it.
Really?
It was totally dependent upon like playing a land every turn and being on like and so you guys just kind of like as long as Nikya was able to like last around, then I go like pump out some, have 12 mana on turn 6.
Yeah.
That was fairly fair, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how it worked.
Yeah. All right. So that is the Spotlight decks. We have that was the Switcheroo there. What else do we have? I don't think we have anything else. You opened your packs, got the battle boxes. Okay, I think that's everything from YouTube. So the biggest thing with there is just subscribe, and you guys can see the videos and all that. Watch the videos through. You guys can also check us out on Twitter, where we will post all that stuff. So if you don't even want to subscribe to YouTube, which I don't understand why you wouldn't, go over to Twitter. Elon Musk will let you know that we are a part of that for right now, I guess. I don't even know where the joke was going with that. I was like, well, it just happened today, so I'll just do an Elon Musk thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So
we can hashtag him though on there now, and we might.
Isn't he giving like each Twitter person like $1 million? I think something like that I heard.
I heard that rumor too, but I wasn't sure if that was real.
But their names have to be a joint account, is what I heard.
Is that what that is? How do you prove that?
By writing your initials at the end of it to prove who's writing which message. It's our coded thing.
That's not confusing.
Yeah. All right. So that is Twitter.
Each of us get $1 million, or we're splitting $1 million because it's a shared account.
I think we're fine with splitting $1 million.
Are we in like a boy band? Is that what's going on right now? Like,
I have no idea what's going on. All right, let's get to this. Okay, so that is also a way you guys can direct message us. You can also direct message us, and the way we prefer, if you're not a part of the Discord, direct message us for Stump the Smith Savant stuff. That is CommanderSmiths@gmail.com. And here we go. It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant. Oh, shit, you're right.
What?
It's time for everyone's favorite game show.
I know what it is. I just don't know the name. This is really sour, at least coming off of a bitter IPA. So
you're going to pucker up?
I just did. When you're editing, you'll see it.
Yeah. If you guys don't know how this game works, I am going to read the flavor text of a card, and Lowery is going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes will hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no will hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
He will get up to 5 wrong guesses before he is considered stumped. What else do we got here? You're getting up to 3 clues. We're doing a little bit of a twist here. So the normal rules are is if Lowery can get everything that the card does, but can't figure out the name, he will get the initials. There is also a bonus if Lowery is able to save one of those clues and he gets to that point. He will also get a bonus to what those words are.
Some type of replacement.
Yes.
Kind of the clue.
For those words.
Yeah.
Because that kind of goes back to last week's where it was, I know what it is, I just don't know the name. So we're adding that because he did have an extra clue left, and then I made up one on the spot. So that is going to be a bonus thing, but he has to save the clue at the end. So, okay. Lastly, has to be in 5,000 EDH rec decks or more. And this week's stumper is Mr. Spooge Wizard himself. All right. And here we go. Do not be so caught up in keeping track of time that you forget to make use of it. Do not be so caught up in keeping track of time that you forget to make use of it. Spooge Wizard.
Did he say this, or is that in the card?
If he gets it right, if he gets Lowery stumped, we have what Lowery just opened, but in full art Artwara. And if Lowery gets it this week, there will be an additional card added next week. So
there's some pressure on me. Okay, so right off the bat, the first thing that came to my mind was the enchantment called Second Chance. But okay, so it totally screams blue card to me because it's talking about time and using it. So is this a blue card?
Wrong, wrong.
It's not a fucking blue card.
Huh? Starts off with one wrong.
Can you reread it, please?
Do not be so caught up in keeping track of time that you forget to make use of it.
That you forget to make use of it. I'll take a clue.
The art features an hourglass inside a metal sphere.
An hourglass inside of a metal sphere.
Features an hourglass inside of a metal sphere.
Okay. That'd be interesting. This might be... So there's... Is that... Would be from like a core set? Because they're playing off of... Like, okay, so now the next thing in my mind is like Voltaic Key or Manifold Key. Because they untap artifacts. Time Vault. Time Vault combo in Vintage is a thing. And like if you have infinite turns, you need to be able to use it. And that's kind of was always the problem with infinite turns. Like you're going, but you need to still win the game. And that would be the knowledge on the reprint. That wouldn't have been in the Urza Saga printing. So is this an artifact?
Hello, boobies.
I kind of. I want to. I'll take a second clue.
All right. The text features cards, your library, and graveyard, and also a targeted shuffle effect. The text features cards, your library, and graveyard, and also a targeted shuffle effect. Can't believe we can't get this. No, I'm just kidding. It's funny because the funny thing about this is I didn't even know this card existed.
You didn't know it existed? It's in 5,000 plus decks.
Yes,
it's an artifact. It's definitely like a sideboard card. Okay, so what was the first clue?
The art features an hourglass inside a metal sphere.
An hourglass inside a metal sphere. And a clue in itself is Adam didn't know it existed.
Whoops! I mean, I'm gonna get shit now again because Adam's giving him. I'm just trying to break the silence.
An artifact. It's a sideboard card, so it's not. I mean, kind of sideboardish. It probably.
That sideboard in Commander that we talked about.
Well, I mean, like it's a hate
I'm
card.
Just kidding.
It's a hate card.
You.
It's a hate card. So it has a targeted shuffle. A targeted shuffle?
The text features cards, your library, and graveyard, and also a targeted shuffle effect. So the ands there, I'm splitting it now. I don't want to give too much. I'm splitting it into two different things. I'm not doing my grammar wrong where it's and it's more of like
an hourglass inside of a metal sphere. Is this like CMC wise 3 or less?
Hello, boobies.
It's more than likely like that's got a ton of shit going on. I don't know if I should use. Okay, so not knowing that it's even a card tells me that it's like a common or an uncommon. And so I'm going to say, is this a common or uncommon card?
Hello, boobies.
All right. Sorry, not sorry. I'm going to use everything I can.
Because I don't know, because it's an uncommon. I only know rares and mythics is what you're trying to say.
I'm just saying you are less likely to know commons and uncommons.
I only play with the expensive shit.
This
Tough
is
guy
true.
If it's not Craterhoof Behemoth, I don't know what it is.
Are you talking shit to yourself right now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm doing my open monologue of what people think of me. If it's not Craterhoof Behemoth or Cyclonic Rift, Adam doesn't know it. Does it even exist?
I think that's just what I say. Everybody else knows you as the mono red
they
guy
jumped
now.
on board now.
Yep.
Yeah, mono red. Yeah, we missed
That's
that
a
one
thing
on.
too. All right. Okay, so it's an hourglass inside of a metal sphere. It is an artifact. It's 3 or less on the CMC, and it deals with
not blue
cards and
okay,
graveyard and library and a shuffle effect.
So let me properly say it. The text features cards, your library, and graveyard. It also has a targeted shuffle effect. Instead of and. I'm like correcting and writing on my paper. It also has a targeted shuffle effect.
A targeted shuffle effect. Cards. Wait, hold on. Can you say that one again?
The text features cards, your library, and graveyard.
So your library.
Also, yes.
Okay.
Your library and your graveyard. Sorry.
And your graveyard.
It also has a targeted shuffle effect. The art features an hourglass inside a metal sphere. You have established it is 3 or less. It is not a blue card. It is an artifact. And I think that's about it, right?
Shit.
You might need that third clue.
I'll
I don't even know
take
if
the
that's
clue,
gonna
but I
happen.
have a feeling I know what it is, and I might be in trouble. I'll take the third
Okay.
clue.
This card is in 15,000 EDH rec decks. I don't even know what this card is. Was printed in Kaladesh and the list,
Shit.
and is most seen in Muldrotha.
Yep.
You needed the but if you can get the initials.
No. I don't think I can get there because I don't know the card well enough.
Oh, you mean you're like me and you only know Crater Hoof Behemoth?
I know what it is. No. It's an hourglass in there?
Yeah, I didn't
It's
realize
not.
that either. But oh, you're just thinking of another card potentially.
Yeah. But like, it's milling yourself. And that was so cards, your library, your graveyard, and a shuffle effect.
And
so
it also
it's-
has a targeted shuffle effect.
Yeah, targeted shuffle effect. And so there's shoot. So let me describe the art a little bit. Is
I already did that.
I know, but this spear isn't like solid. It's like metal bands, like multiple of them.
Hello, boobies.
It's gonna go off of some things that I think that it is. Okay, so it's 2 CMC.
Hello, boobies.
It has a tap ability.
Hello, boobies.
So do I know the specifics of the rest? I almost have to go for the initials here
Yeah,
because
you're
it's
probably-
not something I've used.
It doesn't have to be exact with the wording, but if you get close enough to what each part of it is doing, then
Yeah, it when you tap it, it mills you 2.
Hello, boobies.
And then it's yep. Okay, so the shuffle effect is
let me read that part again. It also has a targeted shuffle effect.
yeah. I mean that could mean targeting your graveyard. No,
That's not how why I would
yeah,
word
yeah,
it that way.
The shuffle effect. No. How does that happen? How do we word that? It's it sacrifices itself for the shuffle effect.
Yeah, I don't know how much I give to you in that. I mean, yes.
Hello, boobies.
Exiled. Same thing in my mind.
Yeah,
leaves,
yeah.
Leaves the
yep, leaves
the
yep.
battlefield.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, you're close enough with it. It doesn't have to be
Like,
exact.
that's weird to say. Like it leaves the battlefield for the shuffle effect, right? Or
Yeah.
should I be okay? Yeah. So exile itself.
You get 2 more parts to this, and I will give you the initials. 2 more parts, and that part you're dealing with because you already got the first part out of the way.
It costs 2 for the exile effect to shuffle.
Hello, boobies.
That's one of the things I was looking for.
And then it's
So you got tap, tap it to put the top 2 cards in your from your library to the graveyard. You got the 2 with exiling it to shuffle something. This is the part I need. You have one wrong, so you can do some guesses here.
Yeah. I think it's going off of purely like the balance that they like to do. So it's like 2, mill 2, pay 2, exile itself. So it's probably shuffle 2 target cards in your graveyard back into your library.
Wrong.
I knew this is where I was gonna get stuck. I know what it is. I just can't say the name. That was me saying it, not even the button. Is the shuffle effect? The shuffle effect is targeting a certain card type.
Wrong.
So it's specifically like one card or something. But it doesn't matter if it's a creature or an instant or any or like permanent. Well, could be permanent or non-permanent. It's probably could be permanent. Fuck. So I'm at 3 wrong.
3 wrong. Yep.
I think it's shuffle. Shuffle target permanent from your graveyard.
Wrong.
One more.
I think he's gonna get this. This is okay. So I said permanent, and it's not a card type, so it's
Not card type.
so it's just shuffle.
It's not 2.
Shuffle. Shuffle a card.
But you just said 1.
Yeah, 1.
You just said 1. Yeah.
One.
You already got rid of that though.
What do you mean?
Didn't you just say? Didn't you already ask that if it was 1 card?
No, I said a
You said permanent.
permanent
Oh, okay.
or a card type.
Wrong.
All right, that is 5. Congratulations, Spooge Wizard. All right, let me help you out here. If it was shuffle any number of target cards from your graveyard into your library, that was what I was looking for. Any number of target.
Yeah. That's I probably wouldn't have gotten there. I wasn't thinking that way.
What if I gave you the initials PT?
At no more wrong guesses, I would not have got there. No, I don't know what it is.
All right, if I gave you the bonus clues, if you had clues left over, first word is never ending of what do I? Oh,
It's perpetual.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then second word is also known as a watch.
Perpetual timepiece.
There it is.
Damn it.
Wrong.
Whoops.
Hello, boobies.
Fair enough.
Wrong,
Fair
wrong.
enough. Nice job. Oh, that was a tough one for sure.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I liked how you still kind of worked it out, though. I mean, you had an idea of what the card was and all that. I mean,
Yeah.
you still sucked at it, but just kidding.
That was tough. That was
pretty
really tough. Nice one for sure.
So, question for you: behind the curtains, behind the scenes thing, would that work with like the bonus clues if you were able to save one? How I had those 2 clues there for giving you the words.
Yeah, I think that would have been fine because I think the big thing there is talking about like I'm so close
Yeah,
that either I could sit there forever and waste a ton of time, or you can give me those hints. And because I have the extra, I'm right there. I'm just missing.
Well, and the thing is, if
bit.
you can get there with one of the clues saved, that means that you've known what that card is. You just can't figure out what the name is. So, all right. So that is
Nice job.
Otawara is going to Mr. Spooge Wizard himself.
I
You
feel
guys
like
can
you just want to say the name over and over.
It's kind of like
as much as possible.
Ibukaki. I like saying his name a lot too.
All right.
Our episode just turned to a explicit and a R-rated.
Real quick.
We don't know what we're gonna have for next week, but we'll have something for the giveaway. So make sure you guys submit those. If you're part of the Discord, send them to me directly or shoot us an email at CommanderSmiths@gmail.com. Remember, 5,000 EDH rec decks or more. I think we get into this and we use what our
let's do a triumph, one of the new triumphs.
Who am I? Your commander.
99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
You're garbage! You sick old woman! Muff Garbage! Muff Garbage!
I think you're right. We can still open with this.
Yeah, and I think actually what it is it's really
Commander.
We're just talking about commanders. So
Yes.
we are going to pick our fave fives here. I ordered mine because I do well at prepping for the show. Lowery is just going to wing it ding it. Since I'll give you a little extra time. So why don't I start with my number 5 spot and then you can finish the whole thing up. So my number 5 spot in this list is not one that I necessarily want to build, but it's probably one of my favorite cards in this whole set.
Okay.
And so that's why I put it at the 5 spot here. But it is Benny Brack's Zoologist. I just think this card is pretty damn fantastic. It's 3 colorless, a white for a 3/2 elf druid. It has Convoke. At the beginning of each end step, if you created a token this turn, draw a card. So you can do this on other people's turns. You just make a treasure token or you make a 1/1 soldier or whatever. I mean, you could build it as a commander, but this is just going to go in white token decks. And a lot of white decks have tokens in it. So potentially you could draw 4 cards by the time it goes all the way around. This card it's going to get used a lot. I don't know if it's going to be, it's already at $14. I was going to say, I don't know if it's going to be like Smothering Tithe good, but it's going to be close to there. I mean, it's not Smothering Tithe. It's down a step, but it's another white tool. And the funny thing is, I got to give us a little bit of a shout out or a pimpage.
Okay.
Other people, I just saw Saffron Olive last week go, is white becoming the best color? And I wanted to be like, yeah, we talked about it fucking months ago that white is the best color. That's kind of a joke, but white, you can tell that they've been trying to fix white for so long. They just put these fucking just staple after staple after staple.
I guess
the problem is you have too many staples.
No, that's not the problem. I think you go back to that conversation. I think it still holds true are the white cards good enough when it comes to matching up against the other good? This is not a good draw spell in a white-blue deck. It doesn't make it in there. It probably doesn't make it in a white-black deck.
Why not white-blue, though?
What?
Oh, because you're saying blue, the draw? But
yeah.
There's a lot of blue tokens. You can do there's Drakes and all
but you have
stuff.
cheaper ways of drawing cards. So, it's not bad. It's good. It's good for white.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the big thing.
White and red. White and green would be really good with this.
Could be.
But I can see what you're saying. White and black, you wouldn't necessarily play with this.
You know what I mean?
There are zombie tokens and all that fun stuff.
If this goes in mono white tokens, for sure. And it probably makes it into every white token deck there is. Probably. So I like it. I for sure like it. But think of Amera, God of the Polis, the white-blue god. It's essentially whenever you have a creature come into play at the end of a turn, you get to draw a card. So that's everybody's turn. Nobody plays that.
Yeah, but this is a token.
Yeah.
So this is easier to do all the treasure stuff.
Only because of treasures and clues and stuff like that. But you're able to do fairly similar things with creature tokens as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't make the cut in a white-blue token deck.
But it also is 2 colors, and this is a 1 color.
I'm just saying, in a white-blue deck, that doesn't make the cut, so I'm not sure that this would, even if it's just 1, because it's the same CMC. You're kind of doing very similar things.
Same CMC, but it can come out for 1, potentially.
Because of the Convoke?
Convoke.
That's true. I kind of forgot about the Convoke, even though you just read it.
No, it is very secondary because I haven't thought about it either. The funny thing is when I was looking at it, I was like, 4, it's the same as Smothering Tithe. You know, I mean, that's still is. But it could potentially come out for 1. Like you may
the
just pay
Convoke's
1
pretty good
and
there.
Yeah, and if you're playing tokens, it's probably gonna come out for 1.
Yeah.
Like, so I think this is my only card that I went. It's not gonna make it in our top 10 of the set because it's a legendary, and that's why I wanted to get it in here because this is if this drops below $10 or whatever, I may try to pick up quite a few of these because I think this is going to see a lot of play.
That. Yeah, I can see that.
All right, so that is my number 5. What is your number 5 to start, or your 5th one of your cards?
Whatever. Talking so tough right now. Fucking hate it. All right. I'm gonna go with number 5, Falco Spara, Pact Weaver. It's
I don't have that one on my list.
You don't? Ooh.
No.
All right. It's a 1, a green, a white, a blue, a 3/3 flying trample. Falco Spara, Pact Weaver enters the battlefield with a shield counter on it, and shield counters basically are totem armor without the auras. And then you may look at the top card of your library anytime, and then you may cast spells from the top of your library by removing a counter from a creature you control in addition to paying their other costs.
So it's pretty sweet because you could do what? Like, it doesn't even have to be the shield counter. You can just have any, like, 1/1 counters. You could have... Was it only creatures?
No,
counter from a creature you control. Yeah. So you can't pull it from planeswalkers, but you can do any of the Ikoria stuff where you're pulling the. Like,
I think mostly counters. It's going to be like the +1/+1 counters. Yeah, that has the most support. It's I think it's some nice card advantage that you have to work a little bit more compared to like Tulane or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit of a threat itself, being a 3/3 flying trample.
Plus it has the shield counter actually is a benefit for it to shield itself from dying. So and you're always able to look at the top of your library, which is nice.
Yeah. And so it feels like it has a lot going on, but it's not just like super simple. And so I thought it was really cool. But again, I'm probably not going to build this one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it's one that piques your interest.
It piques.
Piques it.
Yep.
Okay. My number 4 is Lord Xander the Collector.
Oh, not on my list.
This one I liked a lot when we were doing the previews of everything yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes out at number 4, so it's my 4th most that I want to build. So what this one is, it's 4 colorless, so it's a lot. 4 colors: blue, black, and red. It is a Vampire Demon Noble 6/6. So it has 3 huge modes in this. Not modes, just 3 things that happen when it's in here. So the first part is when it enters the battlefield, target opponent discards half the cards rounded down in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
When it attacks, defending player mills half their library rounded down. When it dies, target opponent sacrifices half the non-land permanents they control rounded down. So it almost has protection on itself because it comes into play. It's like, oh, you want to kill it? Well, then you're going to lose half your shit. Like, I don't care that person's the most powerful, but if you kill this, half your shit's gone. If they let it survive, you're milling somebody half their fucking library. And then when it comes into play, you're looking at, it doesn't have, you can choose whoever with this as long as, let's see, enters the battlefield target. So as long as they don't have hexproof, you can target anybody when this comes in or when it's doing its stuff. So you making somebody, whoever has the biggest hand, discard half their hand. Like, this is just crazy. This is a cool commander. I'm not going to
powerful.
build it necessarily.
Is this something that you would want? Like, is this the cheat cards into play commander, but only focusing on your commander? So like Shallow Grave, Goryo's Vengeance, Sneak Attack,
So you're saying him being the commander?
Yeah,
and sneaking him in
Perforos,
on-
and then like
Yeah.
either basically be able to get him in your hand and or graveyard and just start cheating him out.
You don't
and
even worry
having him
about the mill
sacrifice.
part. Well, I guess the mill you could do it because if you're doing sneak attack, you get him haste and all that stuff.
Yeah. Just like one Bruvac in there kills somebody. You know, I have Bruvac in play. He attacks. You're done. So
that's all you need. One Bruvac.
I think it's super powerful. Like, is it liability? There's a black enchantment that's whenever any card is put into a graveyard, that player loses 1 life.
Oh man.
So it's like
Yeah,
black
that could be
colorless enchantment. So it's basically a symmetrical but always on Ascension.
brutal.
What's the
Mhm.
black one? The black Ascension.
Blood Chief Ascension?
Yeah, Blood Chief Ascension. So it's just
Yeah.
like always on. So that could be fun where you just cast it, get him in play, attack, mill them half, and just kill
And
people.
they're pretty much dead.
Or
Yeah.
Bruvac. Like it seems really
There's
good.
there's a couple different angles you could do with this, and it
Yeah.
just the fact that he has the protection on him in a way, like that threat of if you kill him, you lose your shit. Like
Yeah.
your stuff's gone. So I don't know. It seems interesting. I think it could be fun. It isn't one that I'm necessarily going to build because I have 3 others that I really like that I'm really battling with which one I
Okay.
want to do.
All right. Well, we might
but
have
I think
to
it's
fight
pretty
over
fun.
him. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. So what
Alright.
is your number 4?
It's gonna be on Hello the Painter.
I don't have that
blue,
one either.
black, red. Oh, we're on a good pace right now. This is crazy. Blue, black, red, vampire, assassin, 1/3 death touch. The first instant or sorcery spell you cast each turn has casualty 2, which is as you cast this spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power 2 or greater. When you do, copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy.
Now, this was one
And-
that when we were doing the live thing, I was like, I want to build this one. And then as we went on, it's not that I didn't want to build it. It's just, I don't know. I went with other ones that I think this one's really good. Like it was one of my remember I told you, I was like, I have 11 cards on my list. This was in there. This is one of my last cuts of just being like, okay, I don't feel like doing this one. I think it's a really cool card though, because you have a little bit of sacrifice in there. And then is it, what is that? I don't have the card pulled up. Is it copying spells again? Is that what it is?
For what?
For its ability when it's attacking. Is that what it is? No, that's your other one. How do you spell this one? Anhelo?
Anhelo. So it's just whenever you cast your
Cast your
first
spell.
instant or sorcery.
But the casualty part, that's what I was saying. You're casting a spell and you're getting 2 spells of that same thing as long as you're sacrificing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
For the casualty.
And so, like, I like copying spells. I don't know if you
What?
do,
You
but,
don't
like,
have
Calamax?
You don't have decks that do that, do you?
Yeah. Like, Feather's technically copying because I can just do that every turn, you know?
Yeah, Lowery is infinite. He's just going to do this every fucking turn. Of course you have an answer, Lowery. Feather, of course you have an answer.
Yeah, it's great. So, but like, I also want to build Savant, which is like doubling spells from the graveyard that you cast. I've done it. I want to rebuild it. And I have Calamax. I have 3 different versions of Calamax. Like, I feel like this might just be redoing the same stuff.
for you.
It's not necessarily good for me, but thank you.
You love Calamax so much, you're not building any other decks. You're just gonna do variations of Calamax.
Well, I was thinking of doing another version. What's that problem? So
I would just say build a better deck.
Can we edit that part to just build a different deck?
Yeah. So you have a problem with no, I have a problem with building only red decks. You have a problem with just building Calamax decks.
Only
variations.
Calamax decks. Fair. All right. I think Anhelo is pretty cool. I know people are being really aggressive with him. You know, you have some of those. You have Gravecrawler or other creatures that can recur that have 2 power. Like that's all you're using them for. So it's a pretty cool, pretty powerful card. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. The reason I was drawn to this when we were doing the spoiler stuff or when we were doing our Commander 99 or Muff Garbage is it was more of a spell slinger. And that's what I said in that during that yesterday. It was like I only have one really spell slinger deck, which is what is it? What's his name? Niv Mizzet. And so I was like, this could be another one of that. And then I was like, nah, I'm going to stick to what I know. So I went with these other ones. Okay. So yeah, I definitely dig that one. So I think that was my last cut. So this is my number. If I wasn't counting Benny Brax, 6. This probably would have been my number 5. So, okay. My number 3 is getting to what I love is dragons. I haven't built a dragon deck for a long time. But is Zatora the Incinerator? That's the 3 black, red, and green. 6/6 flying. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, Zatora deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target, and you create 3 treasure tokens. It just seems like you get a lot. You could make this more of a tokeny deck, and your sacrifice. Like, you don't even need to kill something. You can add that into it, though. Like, it has spot removal on a stick, and then you're getting payback by getting 3 treasure tokens by doing that. It just seems like it could be a lot of fun. Just sacrificing stuff, maybe having some leaving the battlefield type effects, so you're getting multiple things happening. And then you could just swing through with this dude and deal some damage and maybe do commander damage with that. I don't know. I don't know how I want to build it, but I like the idea of sacrificing. So
this is one that you're considering on building.
Potentially. It's number 3, but it's one that I
heard you say I want to build all 3 of these.
I do. Well, I want to build all these. Like, I like a lot of these, but I really want the number 1 and 2 spot on mine. So those are the 2 I'm really leaning towards. So hopefully you don't pick that with your number 3 spot.
All right. My number 3 is one that I won't build, but I think would be really fun. But the Beamtown Bullies.
I did not pick that one either.
You did not pick that one.
How are we doing this?
I'm worried about my number 2.
How are we doing this? That was in my list, though. It was one that I was one of the last cut ones.
So the Beamtown Bullies is 1, a black, a red, a green. It is a 4/4 ogre devil warrior. It has vigilance and haste. And you can tap it. Target opponent whose turn it is puts target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard into the battlefield under their control. It gains haste, goad it, and at the beginning of the next end step, exile it.
Can I tell you one thing that the reason my turnoff was on this one?
What's that?
Is that it has to be that player's turn.
Because he's a blue collar worker?
No, it has to be that player's turn, and it is tapping it. And so if you're doing it to the first player that's next to you, then you're kind of screwed for the other players.
There's plenty of untapped things.
And I did want to mention something that was mentioned in the live thing that we did yesterday. Phage doesn't work because it says non-legendary creature, and Phage is legendary. So you can't use Phage the untouchable type things because it's a legendary creature.
Good call. Good call.
Right. But that was my biggest thing, was like it's the opponent's turn that it is. Like, you had to go for it. I like it. I like goading. I love that. This seems really fun.
So some cards that I pulled. Oh shit. We'll just.
Is that what you were doing before, Cass?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
Bronze Bombshell foil. That one spiked. I was pretty happy about that.
Oh, good.
It deals 4 damage. It's like, who the fuck cares about that one? But Leveler, you put that into play under their control, and they lose their library. That's pretty sweet.
That's pretty good.
Eater of Days, they lose 2 turns, and then they can attack with a 9/8. That's baller. And then another card I'm going to talk about, hopefully in the second one, and one of my favorite cards is Bold War Heavyweights. This allows everybody to go, basically you and your other opponents get to go and search your library and put any creature from your library into play directly. That seems cool. But normally it's me casting it, and that's not good. But I love the card.
No, there's a lot of cool synergies you could do with this, because there's a lot, and we talked about it yesterday, and the live thing is doing a lot of draw and discard stuff. And so you're setting your graveyard up to give it to somebody. Oh, yeah. And just let them wreck face. So I like this one. This was in my top 11.
It seems cool. Yeah, you're just giving huge fatties or really disadvantage
ETB
cards.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I've never used leveler, you know, I don't self-mill, and so that's another thing. Like that's lab man stuff right there. But it has a lot of cards that I don't use, and so that pulls me. But I tried to find my Hellcarver Demon, which spiked because of this card, and I think I traded it away years ago. Yeah, it was a like 50-cent mythic from Rise of Eldrazi. When it comes into play, you got to sacrifice like all your other permanents.
Oh yeah.
And then you just have a 6/6 flyer. It's bad.
Wait,
so bad.
I got it.
But I think, and so like it's up to like 15 probably around there now. And I'm
Which
like, well,
one
I'm
is
not going
that?
to get that.
It's the
Hellcarver Demon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I brought it up in the specs channel like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I was like, what the fuck is going on with this card?
I remember you doing that. Yep. All right. Yeah, I think it's a good. I like that one. It could be a very unique commander, and that's the cool thing. I like.
I think the down
Different.
thing is the cards that it spikes. It's like if you want to play that way and then you want to buy into the spike, that sucks.
Yeah.
And so that normally gets me like feeling bad, so I don't do it.
Like,
so
never
that's
mind.
where I'm at. Yeah.
All right, my number 2. This is one I really do want to build. I think this might be one of them. It's obviously my number 2 spot. So,
Yeah.
but it's Evelyn. What is it? Covetous? Is that how you
Which
say
one
it?
is this one? I don't know. I don't remember.
This was the vampire one. I said this could take over my Edgar deck. Except my Edgar deck is actually one I don't play because I use it for people that are learning. This could be my vampire tribal that is actually like unique in how you play it. So it's 2 colorless and Dimir, right? Blue, black, Dimir. Black and Rakdos, right? Black and red. All right, I'm getting these. I don't put them all to memory. But it's a vampire rogue 2/5 flash. When this or another vampire enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of each player's library with a collection counter on it. Once each turn. So not just your turn, each turn. So you can do this on other people's turns as well. You may play cards from exile with collection counters on them if it was exiled by an ability you controlled. Because what it's saying is that if this dies and comes back, you can still use that same collection counter, like from previous command, whatever, coming into play and dying. And you may spend mana as though it were of any color to cast. So this seems a lot of fun because one, you're going to get card advantage by exiling people's stuff, but the key of what your deck is going to do. This is how I foresee doing this deck: is you play this down and then you start casting little vampires. That's your deck. What you're doing. While you're doing that, you're getting 3 cards off of other people, plus your own. Your own also gets on there. And then you use what everybody else is doing. So you could do some different things where it's, I don't know. More of what I'm trying to do is take cards that you guys have and use them against you, while also building my vampire army up and dealing damage, killing people. She doesn't ever have to do anything. She just comes into play, protect her, and then cast vampires, and then you're getting other people's shit. And they stay in exile. It doesn't matter if she dies. You're exiling the top of their library. Now, if you can do some crazy shit where you're playing multiple counters, it's not going to be a mill deck. That's way too many. There isn't effects like that. You're not in the right colors. You need green and white to be able to make multiple counters when they come into play. You're not getting that, but you could get complete card advantage with this commander. So I think it's a lot of fun. I think this could be really cool. It's going to piss a lot of people off because you're going to play their cards. I was going to say,
I love theft decks. They're fantastic.
Yeah, that's why my Centriplets.
Yeah.
Hey, that was taking over a person's turn. This is just taking people's cards. I mean, it's all good, baby.
Yep.
I think it's going to be fun.
Yep. No,
I like it a lot.
Totally looking forward to it.
All right.
I love number 2s as well. Theft decks are fantastic.
All right. So surprisingly, we are getting into the 8th card on this list, and we don't have any overlap. How is this even possible?
I'm not sure we're going to, because you had already stated you
didn't take one of
take my
your
number
main
1
guy. Yeah. So
this
all depends on this card right here. Your number 2 is what?
I don't think it's your number 1. All right, so I'm gonna go with Kit Kanto, Mayhem Diva.
It is not mine.
Crazy.
How the fuck did that happen? Shit. Wait, Kit, what is that one?
Kit Kanto.
Kit
Mayhem Diva. 1, a red, a green, a white, Cat Bar Druid 3/3.
Oh, yeah.
When it ETBs, put a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token. At the beginning of combat on each player's turn, you may tap 2 untapped creatures you control. When you do, target creature that player controls gets +2/+2 trample until end of turn, and it is goaded.
Goading.
And so
you got 2 commanders on here that are goads.
yeah, I mean, they're not really goad decks though. Like, I wouldn't say Beamtown Brawlers is a goad deck. I wouldn't sit down and be like, that's goading. This is a goad deck.
But you could. That's the thing we talked about yesterday, is that you put stuff in there that when they attack and get through, that fucking does some shit. But yeah, no.
Fair.
But the thing is, goading just should be added in more. I like that they added a lot of goading in. It's a lot of fun. I like it.
The card that I brought up earlier,
God,
Gold War Heavyweights.
Look at you and your prepping. You prep for this, and then we get to staple verses, and you don't prep for shit.
I just looked up the card again. So, but like, think of Heavyweights coming down into play under your control, and everybody else getting massive creatures down, and then you're just goading them. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, for sure. I dig it.
Better than Theft, motherfucker. All right, but
why
so,
you hate on mine already?
Okay,
hey,
so
don't
the
yuck
other,
my yum, Lowry. Don't yuck my yum.
Yeah, but you're my friend, so I'm gonna I'll yuck your yums, whatever. So there are cards that benefit from tapping.
Do you remember I made this button just for? Oh no, I'm on the wrong button. There we go.
All right,
I made this.
Yeah.
So I don't even have to do it.
So there are cards that benefit from tapping. This is Stony Brook Banneret, or Stony Brook. Don't spill your beer, Larry.
Terrible card.
Schoolmaster. When it becomes tapped, create a 1/1 token. Or Scare Tiller. When it's tapped, you get to put a land from your hand or graveyard into play tapped. Those seem sweet, and there are other cards like that that benefit from tapping, like Amera, and I think that can really play into a Kit Kanto deck where you're benefiting from playing just like cheap creatures that create tokens or gain you benefit. There's not a ton, I'm going to admit that, and I haven't looked into what red can do, but I have built a Rafiq of the Many deck that's based off of it, and I would have done that already if I wasn't slow at building decks. But I think I might move that idea over into Kit Kanto because it's on the commander rather than needing those things that tap it. So like blue has a lot of really cool cards that would work with this, and I haven't looked into red, but just being able to be like, move this over, I can make it aggressive, I can still use like 30% of the cards that I really want to use. I lose out on opposition, which is that right? Yeah, opposition,
yeah, or the tapping.
The blue enchantment that you can tap a creature to tap another creature or land, whatever. And so like I love that enchantment, but like I think it's okay, you know, if you have that in your command zone for like that idea that you want to be doing and you don't have to search for it. What it does is it takes a lot of the cards out of your deck and you have more choices moving forward. You know, I don't have to find cards that tap for Scare Tiller. Like Scare Tiller is just going to work in a Kit Katano deck. And that's what makes it interesting for me. And that's all I got.
It seemed like that was your number one because you had a lot of examples and talked for like 10 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. I know what your number one is because we talked about it yesterday when I left it alone.
We'll see where it is.
So my number one is not a red card. There's no red in this at all.
None.
No. It is Kamiz Obscura Oculus.
Really?
Yes. I think this could be really fun. One colorless, white, blue, black, 2/4. When you attack, not with this, just when you attack in general, target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. There's a lot that you can do just with that. If that's your only attacker, you could make the assassins from, because it is in black, although that's black green. So the Golgari, what's her name? That makes the assassins when they hit, they kill, that player loses the game.
Oh,
there's some, Vraska, there we go. But there's things that when they hit or get through or doing the combat damage to a player, this is just where you could build it. Just right there. That's all you need. But it also has, it connives. So you discard X amount of cards, or you draw X amount of, took a creature connives, draw a card. Oh, then discard a card. If you discard a card, this isn't an X one. This is just discard whatever.
Mine's the X one.
Yeah, yours the X one. But so that part's whatever. It's the second part that I was like, oh, then you can also do this. But this has a little bit of drawing thing. So you draw with it, discard, it has helped you with that stuff. But then the second part is then choose another attacking creature with lesser power. That creature gains double strike until end of turn. I'm almost not even concerned with that part. That's cool. I like it. But what I like more is that I'm going to play creatures that when they deal combat damage, I get a huge benefit. Like with either equipment that deal with it, where you draw 2 cards, or just any of the swords. You put any of the swords on here and they get through, you get all the benefits from those because you don't have to worry about them getting through or not. So I think this could be a lot of fun, and it's a thing that I don't deal with a lot. I mean, I do attack a lot, but this is going to make me every single turn I'm wanting to attack somebody. And it's not just necessarily one creature. I could do the second creature has the double strike. And the cool thing is this guy just sits back. I don't need, he doesn't need to be the vulnerable one. I can have my other stuff dealing its thing. Yeah. They're always unblockable. The first one is always unblockable. If that's the only one attacking, you at least have, it doesn't need 2 creatures attacking. It just needs 1. And so I think this could be a lot of fun.
I didn't see you picking this one.
Why is that?
Honestly, I don't know, because there's no red. But it's I think it's interesting. And so I'll be interested.
Does that mean that you're saying that it's bad? Is that what you're trying to say? That
No. No, but like it's there are enough commanders that like are unblockable on their own. So it'll be more interesting to see what creatures you choose.
Right.
Yeah. What creatures do you choose to have that effect where they're unblockable? That's all I'm saying is like,
but it could be the other way around where it keeps going. I'm just killing a Kiri. What if this becomes the equipment version of that, where it's not necessarily, I utilize the equipments that I put on it that depend on getting through. There's a lot of them that want the combat damage and then you get a benefit from it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying different angles of this. I'm more likely going the angle that we were just saying, the creatures that get through. And actually, to be honest with you, how my brain works, it's going to have both. I'm going to have creatures that not only have their ability, but also equipment that I can stack on top of theirs. So I don't need the equipment. The creature is going to get me that benefit by itself. But if I have the equipment, I'm getting a double, triple, whatever bonus on it. So I think this has a lot of cool things that can be done with it, because then if I do that, I could put those equipments on him or on her and give this the double strike. This could be the unblockable, or this could be the double, like this could be the commander damage way of killing something, So there's a lot of cool things, and there's no red. I can finally build a deck without red and see what it's like to be in the white, blue, black world, because I don't know what that's like at all, because it's always been green and red.
Well, I mean, it's red. Fun that way, right? But I think Esper colors are fun too. I think it's been a long time since, I don't think I have an Esper white, black, blue deck right now either.
Yeah. So this is my number 1. And then I think I am going to build the other one as well. So that is,
I mean, it's fun that we didn't overlap, because I wanted to do 2. I did not expect us to not overlap.
We went 10 for 10. Like, we didn't overlap at all. Because guess what Lowery's number 1 card is? Ready, Lowery? Wait. Drum roll. Because we did not overlap. You can't take a drink of a beer. I'm gonna pour myself a little bit more while you're taking a drink of beer.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna build Refine Scheming Seer. It's a white, a blue, a black, a 1/4 flying ward 1 Sphinx Demon. Whenever you attack, doesn't have to be it. Target attacking creature connives X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Draw X cards, then discard X cards. Put 1/1 counter on that creature for each non-land card discarded this way.
Yeah, this is why I was kind of messed up where I said the wrong thing with mine.
Yeah,
this has the X, so you can do as much as you want with that.
And
then,
so like it's like there's a lot of stuff that draws me to it. So it's kind of like it's cheap. It has a little bit of protection. It's drawing cards and it can boost, but like it kind of reminds me of kind of going with the idea of Glenn's drawing me a ton of cards, but I do have plenty of cards in there that like discard cards. And I think the big thing here is just like Kit Katano is I'm able to reduce the amount of cards that I have to use because it's on my commander. So that allows me more flexibility and more choices for the rest of the deck to kind of work. Mm-hmm. So I could be playing cards that can be cast from the graveyard easier instead of having cards that discard me cards that also like there's synergies that can be used here, but I don't have to run frantic research. I don't have to run careful study. Like it's on my commander. I'm going to be able to do it. My commander doesn't have to attack just like yours. That's a big thing with these two with Connive. Connive is really cool. I like it.
Because it's built in on that. You're is it rummaging? Is that the right word? Where you're
This is looting.
Looting. What's rummaging? Rummaging is discarding before.
Is discarding before.
And looting is the other way, which looting is by far better.
And so also this makes, I have an excuse to play Teferi's Time, the enchantment that allows you to draw extra cards whenever you draw more cards. Ageless Insight. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Teferi's Ageless Insight, along with Alhemerites. Alhemerites Archive.
What?
There we go.
Oh, yeah. Yep. The gaining life, extra life, drawing cards, all that stuff.
Kid can't even read.
You weren't even reading. You were just trying to do memory out of your...
Yeah, well...
Kid can't even remember.
Did you see Stump the Smith?
Yeah, we're giving this card away. It's gone. We don't own this card anymore.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
So I think... And it reminds me of Lavinia, Lich Queen. And I talked about this yesterday. Like, I liked that deck, but I didn't like how it kind of pigeonholed me into one of two decks.
Mm-hmm.
And which was either play from the graveyard and be really big into the discarding theme, or your zombie deck.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't want to be forced to do either. And so this opens it up for a lot of ways and card choices. So I'm happy with this. I think I'm probably going to cannibalize Glenn.
What?
Maybe. It'll depend on the card choices and how much overlap there is, but they're kind of doing the same thing as in like drawing cards, discarding cards. But I don't have to use a lot of the same cards, the support cards, because Glenn is playing from the graveyard. And so this probably will too. But I don't have to do, like I said, frantic research, careful study, the looting cards, because I have that attached to the commander. So I'm excited for that.
I dig it. I left it alone because I knew you wanted it.
Appreciated.
Yeah. How many do you think you're actually going to build of this?
2.
You're going to build that one. Yeah, I think I'm going to build 2 for sure.
Look out for searching for the spotlight on, like, I think we're both going to be, well, we're probably going to knock out 2.
We got a lot going on in the next month and a half.
We do.
But we'll try to get these in there because I got to do my Kiri deck too mixed in there at some point.
That's true.
Yikes! All right,
we'll see.
All right, let's get into our last one. Of course, we talk so much; it's fucking ridiculous. How does that happen, Ari?
Well, other podcasts, they edit out the stuff that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah,
crisp and clean. And that's why
you have our podcast that has cool little intros like this.
That's a big reason why everybody listens to us, for sure.
I can't
like,
hear
you guys
anything
are
you're
professional. That's okay. You don't need to hear that.
I don't need to hear it. Stable versus. You talk, and I can't hear anything you're saying. I just nod my head. All right. So how Staple Versus works, we are taking 2 cards. Well, actually, last week we had 3.
We had 3.
We'll go over that in a second here. But what we are doing is there is 1 spot left in this deck, and you guys have to choose which card gets involved into this spot. What is taking over that last spot? Yes, both cards would be great in this deck, but we only have 1 spot, so you guys need to choose. And there's 3 ways you can do it. You can either vote on Twitter, on the Twitter poll. You can go to the community tab on YouTube, or if you're part of the Discord, you can vote there as well. I was purposely not looking at what you did there, so
it's fine.
Okay, I'll catch it later in the editing. Thanks, Lowery. So last week, what did you do? Now I really want to know, because I was trying to ignore you so I could actually get through the opener there. So let's see. I'm not going to add any more else to that because I don't think this one needs a little more setup. Last week we dealt with token commanders.
Okay.
And which token commanders did we have last week? Do you remember?
We had Reese the Redeemed, we had Trostani, Voice of Selesnya, and we had Garrett of the Exiled Conclave.
I know what it is. I just don't know the name.
Garrett. It's Garrett.
Where do you think that whole... This is a very interesting thing that happened
I think
here.
Trostani got stomped, and I think Reese won.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right off the bat, 2 of them tied. The top 2 got the exact same number of votes.
Okay.
The bottom one, it was down there quite a bit. It was
real
half.
bad.
Yeah,
okay, then it's probably Garrett.
Why do you say that? I don't know. What are you talking about? Let's see. What can I start with to make this the most even? Let's go with Douchey Discord.
Wow.
Douchey Discord gave...
You mean the most amazing of people that I've ever met?
Well, I didn't. I just,
on Discord.
The Discord in general as a whole is just garbage, and I love it, but it's garbage. Love it to death. Love you guys. Love you, heart. Garrett got 30% of the votes.
Wow.
Rise got 20% of the votes. See where the love is right there?
Yeah.
And Trostani got 50% of the votes.
Wow.
Discord likes themselves some Trombley.
Yeah, Trombley's not even on there. You should have rejected him.
Then we move on to Twitter. Twitter.
All right.
Garrett got 20% of the votes, so you went down a little bit from Discord.
Yeah, that's not good.
Trostani and Riz, whatever, 40% of the votes. They split. They got 40-40.
Kid can't even
40-80-20? All right.
40-40-20. Then we move into YouTube, which is always our biggest voting right here.
Okay.
Jared, Garrett, whatever you want to call him, 17% of the votes. Trostani got 38 and Rise got 46. So overall, 40% for Rise, Trostani 40, and Garrett got 20. So I think this is deserved once again. But
I'm pretty sure Trombley has to stand over your shoulder though too, right?
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
And somebody in the Discord might get mad at me for this one, but when I initially counted, Trombley beat me. Trostani won by 1 vote.
Okay.
Right? Then when I got done with counting, I went YouTube, Discord, Twitter, and then I just went back to YouTube just to make sure that I got the numbers right.
Uh-huh.
In that time of me in 5 minutes, somehow Rise, I did not do any of my other accounts, got 1 more vote. And so then I ended up tying with Trombley. So technically, I mean, when I initially did it, but then I went back to double check my numbers because it is the biggest one with the numbers.
Convenient. That's what you did. How often do you do this?
What do you mean? How often do I do? What are you talking about?
It's measure once, count once. That's all you need.
No, you look both ways. You got to do it twice.
What are you talking about? No, I
before you cross the
definitely
street.
do
You
not
don't
roll or stop or drop.
You don't. I had to double check. We had 3 of us, so I was double and triple checking my work, and I came back to it, and I got one more vote somehow in there.
Yeah,
I may
we
have
all
texted
know
a bunch
who
of
checks
people.
their spell check. That's fine.
We all know who knows how to read. I that's why I had to make sure my thank
Yeah,
you. Hit the number, hit the button.
All right, fine, great. No, I'm happy for you. So
we get a guest that comes on and then just whoops you up.
Me?
Yeah,
Is that
20%? You got half of our votes, buddy.
Hey, look, Trombley was on for being the heel, like a successful heel. Like, he is incredibly charming. I knew he'd do well. I knew he'd do well. And I know why I do poorly.
Because you don't get to choose the cards. All right. No, it's not the face. It's the cards. You give me the scenarios and you go ahead, choose. I'm like, I choose that one.
Yeah.
Because the other one, I've never seen or I've never played before in my life. So speaking of that, what do we have this week?
A card you've never heard of before. That is what I'm doing. All right. So we are doing Meltdown versus Vandalblast.
Can you guess which one, Lowery?
I have Meltdown. All right. So Meltdown is a red card from Urza Saga. It's X in a red sorcery. Destroy each artifact with total casting cost X or less.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you mean? What's your card? Vandalblast.
Do I even need to go over it?
What do you mean? You didn't even know what the card was.
Mine's 1 red, and it's a sorcery. Destroy target artifact you don't control.
That sounds awful. You just one artifact?
Yeah,
That's
just
it.
one.
Mine hits all of them.
And then if you add a little bit more for colorless, it hits overload, which means destroy every artifact you don't control.
That's pretty good. It's a really good card.
Where are we going with this one?
All right. So the thing about Meltdown, though, is it's
giving you the
1 red to destroy all artifact tokens, treasures, clues, even those food.
Oh, those fucking pesky food.
Get rid of those mirror tokens.
I would thank you for getting rid of my damn food. I'd be like, oh, please, sir, can you do it again? Please, sir, can I have some more?
Adam Twist.
Finally, a way to get rid of this fucking food. Oh, you killed it.
Maybe you should just
feel better.
Build a better deck.
I don't build the food.
Yes, you do. You were so.
I'm building with it right now.
Want
with
to?
Curie.
Yep.
No.
Right.
I don't want to. I just have to.
You do.
No, I don't.
Look, Meltdown is super efficient. I'm going to be able to pay 1 red, get rid of, or 2, and I can get rid of Soul Ring, or 3, I can get rid of all the signets, and that's a ton of ramp. And
also yours, though.
What?
Also yours.
That's true. But I'm in red. I'm in red. I don't need ramp.
I don't play treasures. I mean, it is only the treasures. Treasure color.
That's probably not something that I would do.
That's not what this.
No,
we're going with what the deck color. What's going on with this deck? And this deck is not
basically
playing
we're talking
treasures.
about like basically 3 mana to hit everybody.
Oh, your mana keeps going up.
5. No, 3 is a red and 2 colorless. Hit all the signets, the soul rings, the
included.
The greaves and the boots and the treasure tokens and all that. Like, I'm able to hit all those at multiple different levels where like I can, what's the most beneficial to me? That's the X part. And Degeneration X.
That was a visual right there.
It was hard because like my crotch isn't showing. So I had to like do the top of my belly. And so I think the nice thing is with Meltdown is that X part is you can hit whatever is the most beneficial for you. Right. And Vandalblast just takes too long. Like by that time, somebody's ramping out of their mind. They already almost won the game. Yeah.
I don't know how to respond to this one.
What do you mean you don't know how to respond to this one? Just admit
this is the least amount of notes I've had for this one. I have one negative thing. I just wrote, can hit your own shit. And then everything else is positive on my side. It's yours stays alive because you don't hit your own shit. And it has, I guess, spot removal where I can just pick out one thing if you really care about it. Yours can't. You can't really spot removal because it's hitting everything for whatever cost.
It's true.
So
what do you
this is the most mic drop one I want to do, and I don't want to do it. Although we are an hour and 37 minutes. I don't really need a lot of argument on this one. I might just stay with what I got here.
All right. Well, let's look at the price of what they are. How much is Vandalblast worth? Huh?
That isn't going to help you, buddy.
What do you mean?
Do you know how much Meltdown is?
Yes, $15.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means it's better.
No.
That means it's better.
That is so. Is this reserve list? It must be reserve list.
No, it's not reserve list.
Why is it $15? This is
because
awful.
It's so good.
It's so yep.
It's
91,000
so
EDH
good.
rec decks is for Vandalblast and
how many?
91,000.
That's it.
1,200 for Meltdown. 1,200. This can't even be a Stump the Smith Savant. Is so bad. Because I wouldn't have known what it was because I've never seen this card in my life.
That just seems to be a reoccurring theme this episode. I wonder if you should just start reading more cards, I guess.
I'm not the one that loses to our listeners. The
only listeners that count are on our Discords, so they vote for me.
That's the last two that won, actually, is both our Discord members. Mr. Spooge Wizard himself.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's right. Okay, fine. You go and feel bad and dirty and vote for Vandalblast, and then us pure-hearted people will
Have you
vote
played this
for
in a deck?
Meltdown.
Has this been in it? Has this been in one of your decks? I like when you actually hear me, but you don't want me to. Huh?
How do you think my wife feels?
Yeah. Can you take out the trash? Huh? Huh?
No, I do that anyway. She can't.
Can you go handle
what do you mean?
little Lowery?
Huh? It feels very reminiscent of a what's that 2 mana artifact? That no, it's an artifact. It's a mine that like you can tap and get rid of all the tokens.
It's a what? Are you talking about what? Explain again. Why don't you tell me everything that the card does, but don't give me the name?
There's the reason why I play the game. All right.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Hold on. Ratchet Bomb. There we go. Got that.
Oh, there you go.
Ratchet Bomb. It feels very much like a Ratchet Bomb. No. And yours very much feels like
the best removal
bad
of
card.
Artifact. You win. You always do. Can we pick one where you actually can win one next week?
Wow. Wow. Like, I think I could win.
People feel bad for you, but that's about it. Because I guarantee you 90% of these people, 95% of these people.
You think I'm the Ross Perot of this? Come on.
You remember I had the heel episode? I'm like the heel when it comes to this because I get to. And then when I pick like the hard one where it's Cyclonic Rift, I get my ass handed to me. So it's like, I like being on this side.
Oh, no. You're fine.
You're fine. You're fine. You know what I
fine.
just say? Build a better deck.
Go out and vote for Meltdown.
I'll let you get all that. If you
don't let anybody not let you go to the polls.
Yeah.
And vote.
You guys have one spot left. Do you want to play a card that hits your own stuff? So either you're not playing treasures you're not.
That could hit your own stuff.
If you most likely have your Soul Ring and your Mono Rocks and all that. If you aren't
don't
playing those, then
don't go like
build a better
Dockside
deck.
Extortionist into Meltdown. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, don't play your Soul Ring or your Sensei's Top or your Scroll Rack.
You're not
going to
hit Sensei's Top with any
I know
of these
you're
cards.
going to tap it and put in whatever,
Stop
but
using
still, you're
cards that aren't going to be affected by this.
You're going to hit your Shadow
what do you want,
Sphere.
tapping that all the time? It's fine if that goes away.
What about your Shadow Sphere? You're going to get rid of that. There's so much you're going to get rid of your
artifacts are you going to be out?
Well, every one of them.
Right
like,
away?
of course, I got to make up scenarios. Like, you're very good at. Well, in my game, I'm going to have out a Soul Ring.
Your theme is to have all your good artifacts out and then, like, cast a spell that destroys it.
I would just say build a better deck.
I mean, there is the aspect of playing, like, appropriately.
You know what? You know, the nice thing is, I don't have to worry about that when I'm playing Vandalblast. I just cast it, destroy everybody else's shit, and I get to keep all my good shit.
This is true. This is true.
All right, you guys can vote on that. You guys can vote on Twitter. You guys can vote on the Discord, and you can vote. You can vote on the community tab of YouTube. I think that should do it for this week. Make sure you guys, if you are wondering about the Commander 99 or garbage, we went over all the Commander legends in the set, and you check that out on YouTube. So check those out. We will catch you guys later this week if you guys want to check us live doing the battle boxes or the giveaway next week. So
indeed.
All right. You guys have a good night. How do we end this? We'll check you guys next week. Thanks for listening. See ya.
Bye.
Sega. Oh, damn it. I'm not even on the button. I went all over the place.
This is why we can't go live. Or maybe we can. I mean, you don't edit.
I might be able to.
Maybe we go live.
Love boobs. Thanks.
We're doing it live.
I love boobs.